what's your strategy for marketing cybersecurity? Does the strategy change based on the MSP that you're working with?
And there's a couple different factors. One of the things that we started out with initially is most MSPs, like I'd say 98% of the MSPs that we work with have existing clients. They have a pretty decent sized existing client base. They've not touched that existing client base. So we focus on helping them to push that in. We have a QBR process, a quarterly business review process that we give them, complete with templates and documents and all these, along with a full stack of cybersecurity. Etactics happens to be one of those tools that we use and recommend. Thanks, guys, by the way. And we push them to go to that existing client base first, because remember, we can solve any problem with cash flow. We get cash in the door right away. That's good. So that's hitting some of our low-hanging fruit and getting cash right away. Then we start to evolve and educate. And you think back 5 to 10 years in all of our marketing organizations, the number one lead generation strategy that most business B2B firms used was direct mail. They use direct mail a lot. Well, direct mail is getting harder and harder to do with response rates now below 1%. So we're utilizing a lot of social strategy. We're utilizing a lot of cold strategy. So we're utilizing cold email, cold LinkedIn, cold calling. All three of those we're using. And then as we get leads into the pipeline, we are nurturing not only with email, but with social posts on LinkedIn and Facebook. And yes, folks, your clients are on Facebook. I know all of you are, for the most part, think that, oh, my clients aren't on Facebook. They're there. You're just not talking to them. I built my entire, and Matt, I believe my large Facebook group for IT professionals, I get 98% of my clients, B2B, on Facebook. And the other 2% come basically, I spend very little money on trade shows, which are super, super expensive to do. Spend very little money on that, and we target that directly. So we're doing a lot of actual reach out. Cold calling is still very popular. We do that internally. We do cold email. We do cold LinkedIn, like I said, and then we nurture them down and then provide constant surrounding of various different strategies, so they're always seeing us. And the factor is now, there's no better time to be an MSP. Honestly, people are terrified of it, but the bottom line is it's going to do two things. It's going to weed out the crap, like it's kind of that natural selection kind of thing. It's going to get rid of all the crappy MSPs that are getting, we're running into these almost every day now, to where an MSP is getting breached and then their clients are getting attacked. It's going to weed out all those crappy guys, and it's making us more relevant, making the MSP more relevant than we've ever been, because never have we had a scenario where we could walk into a 500-person firm and offer cybersecurity services, and they can't do it internally. Think about that. Like they would have to hire a massive staff to do that internally, while we as MSPs and MSSPs can do all of that now. So there's opportunities out there, but it all comes back to that one thing I started with a couple minutes ago, that execution factor.
Right. And you there, so it continues. I mean, as you and I know, it continues to grow in popularity every day. And in a recent study by Smart Insights, actually, it stated that the number of social media users worldwide is up 9% from 2018. And although that's great from a potential standpoint, it also means that there's an increase in the saturation of content that's shared on each platform. So this in turn makes it harder for those companies to get noticed organically by their target demographic. So from a content perspective, what are some cybersecurity marketing trends you're seeing that MSPs can take advantage of right now to instantly increase their social media presence?
So a couple things with that. Most MSPs aren't doing that. So while they're seeing an increase of saturation of overall content, MSPs that are doing, unless they're my clients, honestly, basically, but unless they're seeing, and almost nobody is doing this in the MSP landscape. So you can educate your clients a lot, and I would talk to them more often than not. I would educate them 99% of the time. When they have a problem, they'll come to you. If they know that you exist, but you need to be educating them, and you need to be selling, not products, not services, but selling to the pains you solve. So sell to the pain you solve. That is a factor. Solve a pain, give a solution, and educate on that. Don't worry about the sales part, because they're going to get breached. Like, we know that's going to happen. Like, we know without question, everybody that's out there is going to get hit sooner than later. So you need to make sure that you're top of mind. Video is key. Oh, but Chris, I'm not good on video. You get better over time. I'm decent on video now. Matt, you're good on video. Like, we didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, we're good on video. It takes practice. It takes time. It takes consistently doing this. You can't be terrified of it. And if you're not pushing yourself to be uncomfortable in your business, you're never going to grow, period.
Right.
I use a lot of analogies when I talk, and you think about, I know we used the doctor one a few minutes ago. Let's think about the personal trainer one now. When we go out to do a brand new workout, let's say we haven't worked out for 3 months, and we go work out. What's the next day? What's the second day like? It's the most uncomfortable, miserable thing ever because you are sore, you can barely walk, right? That's how this has got to be. Like, you have to push yourself to the uncomfort level of you're like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And really push yourself to those places that you've never been, and then you can get in front of people. But video is a really, you should have a YouTube channel. You should have a YouTube channel with tons of how-to on it. All those things are out there. You should, and then as people watch that, you should probably have YouTube ads. You should have Facebook ads. You should have LinkedIn ads. You should have all these things surrounding them. And we teach how to do that in my coaching environment. But you think about how much of a differentiation that is from everybody else in the IT industry, because nobody's doing any of this social stuff. Very few are doing video.